Eyes the rim, now drives on Rohde, misses it short. And the rebound kept there.
Hanover Central looking to control the pace again, slowing it down.
9-5, Lake Central leads as the teams just traded three-pointers. Here's Evan Tucker. He's checked in for the Wildcats, number 2 in the light blue. Bauer up top, Kuzma. Hasn't scored yet, averaging 13 a game. Tucker bounces for Rohde. Swings to right side, Austin. Minute 35 to go first quarter. Escobedo went for the steal, left Rohde open. Off the back iron, offensive rebound. Kuzma spinning, falling over. Lost his balance on his own. And now a fast break the other way. 2-on-1, now 2-on-2. And floated home by Dorian Beatty.
Tough transition right there. They had it, but it's like they're not able to catch their passes cleanly early on. And I think that's affecting them on their execution offensively.
11-5, Lake Central. Tucker gets tied up. And the possession arrow is in Lake Central's favor. So the ball will go back to them with 1:08 left to go in quarter number 1.
Love it. Good, clean play right there. Jump ball. Let go as soon as the ref blows the whistle. I'm sure we'll see some more body-to-body contact on this next possession.
Rhett Peters has come on for Lake Central, a 6'4" senior. Inbounds the basketball for Cameron Thompson, who's also checked in, a 5'9" junior. Here is Peters. They back way off him. Less than a minute to go in the first quarter. There's a baseline drive that almost falls for Xavier Williams, who also checked in a moment ago, a 6'1" junior. Remains 11-5 in favor of Lake Central. Good cut, but good defense by Williams to knock that one away. It'll still be Wildcat ball. Filip Milenkovic is in the game for the Wildcats, a 6'3" sophomore, has the ball right now. Pass down low, and good job by Austrian, had his defender sealed off there. And will get himself to the free throw line for 2.
And for those who are watching closely, Austin was the inbounder that play, and that's a great play and great read by Hanover Central to get the ball back to him after he got his defender sealed.
He's at the free throw line. He misses. He knocked down a three-pointer earlier. 67% free throw shooter, averaging 11 points a game. Makes the second. 11-6 with half a minute to go in the first.
Sure, Lake Central might be going for the last shot right here.
Beatty. Joshua Berry into the game. Thompson now with 10 seconds, guarded by Tucker. Using the screen. Step back, long 2, front iron. And the rebound out of bounds off the Wildcats, so Lake Central retains it with 2 and 9/10 seconds left in the first.
Look for a back screen or a screen to a three-point shooter right here.
Get into Berry, and there's the handoff back to the man who inbounded the ball. Got a good look. Does not fall. That wraps up the first quarter of play. Lake Central gets 4 first quarter points from Brandon Escobedo, a three-pointer as well from Mitch Milosnik. 4 points to lead the way from Josh Austin for Hanover Central. And after 1, it's Lake Central 11, Hanover Central 6. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Since 2000, Hose Connections in Hammond has been a premier leader in the hydraulics industry. Hose Connections is a one-stop shop offering quality hydraulic and pneumatic products and services. Hose Connections takes pride in not only meeting but exceeding customers' expectations. To learn all about the products and services that Hose Connections offers, visit hoseconnectionsinc.com or call 219-844-6570. Hose Connections in Hammond, proven under pressure.
Scott Sudikoff, Isaiah Gransberry back with you. 11-6 Lake Central to lead as the second quarter starts. Hanover Central will have the basketball. Austin, Kuzma, Winesek, Rhodey, and Maurer, the original starting five, back out there for the Wildcats. Rhodey fouled on the entry pass. Let's see, it may have been Escobedo. It also could have been Yankic, but I think they gave it to Escobedo. They do. First foul on him, only the second foul on Lake Central. Hanover Central has only been called for one. And Isaiah, you were mentioning during the break that one thing Hanover Central has to clean up is just handling the ball, just delivering passes and taking them in and just going to work from there.
Yes, and if they can do that, then this is going to be a great ball game. If not, then Lake Central will execute off those turnovers, and they'll be in for a long night.
Austin looking to get it to Rhodey, and Escobedo steps in front, knocks it away. See, that's what Lake Central defensively is trying to do here is front those post players.
That pressure, they're bringing on more pressure to try to create more turnovers.
Winesek to Kuzma, swung around to the left side. That was Maurer. Three-pointer missed by Rhodey. Escobedo the rebound. Escobedo, who averages 5 rebounds a game to go along with his 14 points. Jekic to the top. Over the top, looking to get to Escobedo. Kuzma got a hand on it. Escobedo eventually missing off the window.
Saw a bit of that athleticism we mentioned earlier about from Chase Kuzma, and that's just a pass you won't be able to make over him. He's a great wide receiver.
11-6 it remains. Lake Central leading here in the second quarter. 6:38 to go. Kuzma's pass intercepted by Jekic. He's going to sprint all the way to the hoop by himself to lay it up and in. 13-6.
It's like Lake Central's extending that pressure now.
The largest the lead has been here at 7. Rhodey hands off Winesek, and he gets knocked over and fouled. Malaznik, the foul, his first, team's third. Inbounding the basketball will be Chase Kuzma. Shoots 72% on the season, but hasn't scored yet today. Winesek going to get doubled near the sideline. Tried to fit it into Rhodey. Rhodey able to win the ball back and then lay it up and in. Bit of a scramble, but Brad Rhodey able to score.
Great tough move right there by Hanover Central's Rhodey. And if Hanover Central can get inside, I'm really confident in their ability to score.
Rhodey averages 10.5 points per game and grabs 8 rebounds, grabs one there. 13-8. Hanover Central trails by 5. Working himself down low. And putting it in off the glass, Henry Maurer, his second bucket. And that's going to draw a timeout here from Lake Central. A quick little burst, a 4-point run. And lead was up to 7, the largest it's been all game. And now a couple of good answers by the Wildcats to get within 3, 13-10, with 5:26 left to go, second quarter.
And the biggest difference right there in that little spurt was that they didn't turn it over and they got the ball inside. I think they just found a recipe for success, and that's probably what Coach Stengel's telling them right here. So I wouldn't be surprised if their first set out of this timeout on offense is something working to get inside to Rhodey or Kuzma.
Maurer and Austin each have 4 points to lead the Wildcats thus far. And Brandon Escobedo, a team-high 4 points for Lake Central. Lake Central 2-1 on the year. Hanover Central 4-1 and 2-0 in conference play in the Greater South Shore Conference. Hanover Central last played 2 days ago. Got a win over Rensselaer Central, 43-34. Lake Central's been off since last Thursday when they won at Andrean 85-55. Good inside position here. Smith trying to turn to the baseline. Better defense. Three-pointer front iron by Xavier Williams. And Rhodey another rebound.
Big rebound right there by Rhodey. I think he's starting to settle in real quick and accept the challenge that Escobedo is a really big, strong offensive basketball player.
Knocked away along the sideline. Still Wildcat ball. 13-10. It was 11-6. Lake Central after the first. Bauer fires it down low. Winesek passes out of the double team. That was Kuzma, passing out of the double team. Maurer missed the three. Kuzma the offensive rebound. Winesek cutting, or Maurer cutting, and having the pass stolen.
I love the inside out, though. That was a great job getting in the post and good kick out.
Good look to the corner. Malosnik, I think it may have been partially blocked by Austrian, and now a foul on Lake Central. Second foul on Mitch Malosnik. Fourth on the team. No real foul trouble. I guess you could say 2 fouls here with 4:24 to go. Second quarter is enough to say foul trouble for Mitch Malosnik, but not in terms of team fouls right now. Escobedo knocked it away, was picked back up. Three-pointer, Winesek. Little off target and picked up off the floor by Xavier Williams. Stolen back and laid up and in by Max Winesek.
Great heads-up play by Winesek right there.
13-12. It's been a 5-0 run. It's taken a few minutes for the run to go, but crossover, Beatty, the pass to Smith, and it's turned over.
Love the move, and that's one of Beatty's specialties is getting the defender off of him. But right now, just got to be ready in the post if you're you're his teammate right there.
Pressure now in the backcourt from Lake Central. Hanover Central has not led so far tonight. We're just down by 7 a few moments ago. That's a tough cross-court pass stolen by Beatty. And then a foul up the floor. Austrian is first, team second. That was something that Hanover Central have been doing better with in the second quarter, not turning it over like that. Jekic got caught in the air a bit. Escobedo spinning to his left, up faking back to his right, and scoring against Kuzma.
He is efficient in the post, and that is what Stengel is saying. We can't let him get the ball that easy right there.
Stops the 5-0 run and puts the lead back up to 3. 6 points for Escobedo. Winesek just lost it. It ricocheted off of him, and then Williams the other way. Jake Smith misses the lay-in. Escobedo trying to scramble out. What a great play. That was Winesek who knocked it to Austrian, who then got it to Kuzma for the two-hand slam.
And there's the athleticism we talked about earlier. Kuzma ready to bounce, but great heads-up play by Hanover Central to save that basketball.
Yeah, that play, that goes a check mark for Winesek. Kuzma may get the dunk at the end of it, and now you got Escobedo with the bucket and the foul.
Wow, we got some excitement tonight.
2:20 left to go in the second quarter. 17-14 Lake Central. And that foul is the first on Kuzma. Yeah, both teams going to the floor, going after the basketball. And now the two top scorers trading buckets. Escobedo is running over to a trash bucket. And that to me indicates one thing and one thing only, and hopefully he's okay. Now, it can just happen. You don't have to be sick for that occurrence to happen. He was diving to the floor a few moments ago. So he's supposed to be at the line to finish off a three-point play, but he's come out of the game. And now, I think in this instance, Hanover Central chooses who they want to shoot the free throw. And it's going to be Jake Smith. And he missed it. And the Wildcats have the rebound. Escobedo now is walking back towards the end of his bench. Hopefully he's okay. Maybe he just had something that not agreeing with him for lunch, not sure, or early dinner or pregame meal, whatever it may have been. 17-14, Lake Central leads, 2 minutes to go. Second quarter. Wildcats have the basketball. Ostrid, Kuzma, swings it, Winesek. Kuzma, one dribble, back to the wing.
Hanover Central being patient once more. Look for them to get a backdoor cut.
Rhodey just took his eyes off of where Malaznik was. The easy steal. Malaznik, good patient play. Waits for Jekic, who lays it up and in. He has got 4, and the lead is back up to 5. The turnover, the live ball turnover leading to a lay-in. Fast break points, points off turnovers. And Winesek, he was trapped in the paint there and had it ripped away by Jake Smith.
That's just pure strength right there. Way to rip it off, Smith.
About to hit the final minute of the first half. 19-14 Lake Central. They have led by as many as 7 in this first half. Low scoring. Three-pointer missed. Deep attempt there by Beatty. 45 seconds left. This is a Lake Central team that averages 69 points. They've only got 19 here in the first half. Hanover Central averages 52. Put up and in by Winesek. He's got 4.
And I'm sure we're going to have a lot more spurts in this game where these guys will go head for head on the offensive scoring.
Only 7 total fouls whistled in this first half as we have zoomed through the first half of play. 13 seconds left, 19-16 Lake Central. Winesek knocked it away briefly, and then he's whistled for the foul. His first, and only the team's 4th. So no free throws with 6.5 seconds left in the quarter. Beatty will inbound the ball to Berry. Beatty tripped up on the way towards the hoop, and it's out of bounds to Hanover Central.
Great thought right there for a quick bucket. I think Beatty just needs to take one dribble and look and see he had a wide open layup right there, and he'll be good.
Austin jumping back into the game here with 2.6 seconds left. Rhodey will be inbounding the ball. Nobody guarding the inbounder here. Tries the baseball pass, connects to Kuzma, to Winesek from the corner at the buzzer, and a great play to end the first half by Hanover Central. Winesek hits the 3. He has 7 points, and that ties the game up 19-19. So from down 13-6 early on in the second quarter, a great finish by the Wildcats, and you called it, as if Hanover Central could start to execute offensively, much like that, this would be a great ball game, 19-19 after the first half of play.
Definitely. Hanover Central, salute to them for making those adjustments, listening to coach, and also believing in themselves and making it happen. That's a huge bucket going into halftime.
So it's halftime with the score. Lake Central 19, Hanover Central 19. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hanger Insurance Group in Crown Point is passionate about providing a premier service insurance agency featuring customized coverage and meaningful relationships. They understand that you've built a life and they want to help you protect it. From home to life insurance, they offer a wide variety of coverage to fit your needs. From choosing a plan to filing claims, Hanger Insurance Group agents are ready to help. Stop in for a quote at 950 South Court Street in Crown Point or visit them online at hangerinsurancegroup.com. Protect what you love.
Did you know? They decorate over 210,000 cakes a year.
Did you know?
Their butcher will cut your meat your way.
Did you know?
They have trained floral designers in store.
Did you know?
They will make your wedding cake.
Did you know?
They have a variety of deli bakeable entrees.
Did you know?
Their online app has coupons and so much more. Who does that?
Strachan Van Til. Now you know.
Hi, I'm Krell Company's Lantern Man. You never know when an accident can happen, and they're usually unpredictable. So before you make another move, make sure you and your family have reliable and affordable insurance coverage. Follow me to Krell Agency. I'll be here late tonight to take care of all of your insurance needs. As Krell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Let Lantern Man illuminate your way to Krell Agency, open till 9 p.m. for your convenience in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Start or advance your career at T&B Tube Company. At T&B, employees are more than just a number. They are a valuable part of the success of T&B Tube Company and make an impact every day. Located just a short drive away from Chicago, T&B Tube Company offers benefits such as tuition reimbursement and a community-like work atmosphere. To learn more about joining the growing team at T&B Tube Company, visit tbtube.com/careers.
Develop skills that will last for a lifetime with an apprenticeship with the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers Local 4, Indiana, Kentucky. The apprenticeship and training program is committed to developing highly skilled bricklayers, terrazzo workers, and ceramic tile setters to provide the construction industry with the best hands in the business. If you are currently working non-union and want better pay with benefits, or if you think learning a new skill with a paid apprenticeship while you earn your associate's degree is the right path for you, visit baclocal4.org/training to learn more about the apprenticeship program. Are you built to succeed?
From schools to stadiums, hospitals and bridges, everywhere you look, union carpenters are building Indiana. With jobs and skilled trades in high demand, there's never been a better time to start building your future. As an apprentice, you'll earn a debt-free college degree, earn while you learn, and receive great benefits like healthcare and retirement. So what are you waiting for? Visit carpenters.com to learn more. Visit carpenters.com and start building your future today.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Attention homeowners, ready to start your next project? Need to pay off your debt? Refinance your home? Unlock the value of your home with a Centier Bank no-fee home equity loan or home equity line of credit. Stop by a local Centier branch today or visit us on the web at centier.com/home equity. Terms and conditions subject to change without notice, subject to credit approval. Centier Bank, NMLS number 408076, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Scott Sudikoff, Isaiah Gransberry back with you. Halftime here at Lake Central in St. John. The score, Lake Central 19, Hanover Central 19. Isaiah, after the first quarter, was 11-6. Lake Central scored the first basket of the second quarter, led 13-6. Saw a 5-0 run from Hanover Central. Modest run, but it took a few minutes for it to get going. Got Hanover Central back in the ball game. And then they got a defensive stop to end the second quarter. And then with 3 seconds left, they go length of the floor. They don't. Lake Central does not guard the inbounder, which maybe now next time they will, because Brad Rohde, a perfect, I call it a baseball pass. Maybe might call it a football pass, but a baseball pass line drive across half court, right to Kuzma. Perfectly drawn up play. He looks to the corner, finds the wide open Winesek with a three-pointer at the buzzer, squaring this game at 19. And we're getting the game that we hope to get here, a really good one between the Wildcats and the Indians.
Definitely, and really that last possession, you walk back through it. Lake Central, you have to remember, Hanover Central hadn't hit too many threes. If I'm not mistaken, they only hit 2. Maybe that might have even been that was their second one right there. So Lake Central really did right in pressuring the ball up top. And so can't really fault them for that. But outside of that, they're not doing anything wrong. Hanover Central is just doing everything right there in that second half. And these are two well-matched teams. They both have size. They both have shooters. And they both are efficient in the paint. And so it's going to come down to a stretch as long as both teams protect the basketball.
Max Winesek leading the way for Hanover Central with 7 points, including that three-pointer at the end, which was the second made three-pointer of the game for the Wildcats. 4 points each for Henry Maurer and Josh Ostgen. 2 points each for Brad Rohde and Chase Kuzma. For Lake Central, leading all scorers in this game, Brandon Escobedo with 8 points. 4 from Miles Yekic, Mitch Moloznik with 3, the only three-pointer that Lake Central has made in this game. 2 points each for Dorian Beatty and Jake Smith, as Hanover Central outscored Lake Central in the second quarter 13-8 to go from down 5 after 1 to a tie ball game heading into the third quarter of play. And Isaiah, I'm interested to see how Lake Central will come out here to start the third quarter here on their home floor, try to answer the momentum that the Wildcats took into the locker room there.
Yeah, and that's one thing we also talked about earlier. This is a exciting environment here tonight. So I'm sure Lake Central is pumped. They got the student body here, they got the band here, they got their parents here, and it's getting pretty rowdy in here. I feel everyone feels the tenseness, and I think that's just gonna hone into a great second half, which we look to find our crowd company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the crowd company Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowd company are the insurance superheroes.
So that'll be coming up at the conclusion of tonight's game, and got a couple of other awards we'll tell you about as well as the second half goes on. But we've already got a couple of, let's say, play of the game nominees, some blue collar player of the game nominees, and superhero of the game usually ends up being maybe who leads the way in scoring. So we'll see how this game progresses as the third quarter is set to begin in just a few moments here. Lake Central 2-1 on the year. Hanover Central 4-1 on the season. Tied at 19 as the second half is about to begin. Hanover Central taking the momentum with them into the locker room with that last-second three-pointer. It'll be Lake Central basketball, though. Xavier Williams starting here in the second half. He's out there with Escobedo, Smith, Yekic, and Moloznik. So it is Brett Spain who is not in the lineup in terms of the original starters. Winesek, Kuzma, Maurer, Ostgen, Rohde, the original 5 for Hanover Central, are out there.
In a close game, the first possession always matters.
Three-pointer missed by Moloznik. Offensive rebound, Smith tries to go up against 2 defenders, Kuzma and Rohde, deny him out of bounds. It'll still be Indian basketball.
Great defense right there by Hanover Central. And that length, I think that's something that's going to help them down the stretch as well.
Only one player in this game has 2 fouls. That's Malaznik for Lake Central. Another ball knocked out of bounds off the hands of Weinsek. It's the hero of the first half for the Wildcats with 7 points. And also a diving play where he won't get an assist for, but maybe a hockey assist, a secondary assist, as he dove to the floor to save a ball that ended up leading to a Kuzma dunk. To the basket off the glass and in, Xavier Williams.
Great drive by Xavier Williams. I believe he is a football player as well, showing it, running right through the hole and scoring the touchdown, as in getting the basket.
So Hanover Central still is not led in this game. Oshid tumbling to the ground, got it out to Kuzma. Kuzma lobs it, Rhodey, turnaround too strong, rebound Malaznik. Malaznik looks to push. Finds the open man, Williams in the corner for 3, too strong. Escobedo tracks it down. Escobedo spinning, Kuzma stays in front. Out to Jekic. Minute and 20 gone by here in the third. 21-19 Lake Central. Malaznik, Jekic, catch and shoot 3. He got it.
Great catch and shoot right there by Jekic.
7 points for him. Second trifecta that Lake Central has made so far tonight. And now they've reassumed a 5-point lead. Kuzma, guarded by Smith. Needs help. Gets it to Ostjen. Wades Kuzma out of there, wants to work with Rhodey. Rhodey to Ostjen. He takes the long 3, misses it front iron, and the rebound to Jekic. Smith to the corner. Malaznik thought about a step back 3. Instead, it's worked around to the other side now. Williams, lob entry. Escobedo, the reverse lay-in. Escobedo's got 10. 7-0 run for Lake Central to begin the third quarter, and they've now matched their largest lead. We've got a timeout. We'll take the quick break with them here. Third quarter of play, 5:39 left to go. Lake Central 26, Hanover Central 19. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Since 2000, Hose Connections in Hammond has been a premier leader in the hydraulics industry. Hose Connections is a one-stop shop offering quality hydraulic and pneumatic products and services. Hose Connections takes pride in not only meeting, but exceeding customers' expectations. To learn all about the products and services that Hose Connections offers, visit hoseconnectionsinc.com or call 219-844-6570. Hose Connections in Hammond, proven under pressure.
Great start for Lake Central here in the third quarter. They've scored the first 7 points over 2 minutes and 21 seconds. And after all the momentum was taken into the locker room by the Wildcats, 19-19, I asked you the question, how would Lake Central come out in the second half and answer things? You have Xavier Williams, who started here in this third quarter. He got a bucket and a three-pointer from Miles Jekic and a bucket from Brandon Escobedo and a nice reverse lay-in, forcing Hanover Central into the timeout. So you can't ask for a much better third quarter start for Lake Central.
Yeah, Lake Central, they're doing a heck of a job doing what they did very well in that first quarter, executing inside and executing outside as well.
Now to the adjustments that the Wildcats made during that full timeout. Kuzma, it's only points in the first half on a dunk. It was wide open in the second quarter. And there's a turnover thrown away. And now Lake Central looking for its largest lead of the game. Jekic.
This is a huge defensive possession if you're Hanover Central right here.
Gets by Ostjen, pull up free throw line, halfway down and popped out. Rebound Rhodey. Brought across half court by Ostjen. Similar start to the first quarter that we've had here in the third quarter that we had in the first quarter. In terms of Hanover Central offensively, And that's a timeout called by the Wildcats before the jump ball was called. Possession error would have kept it with Hanover Central anyways, but I think in this case you want to save as many possessions as you can, so it'll be Wildcat basketball with 4:32 to go, third quarter, 26-19. Lake Central leads as we work here in the third quarter.
And we talk about blue collar. I mean, there's quite a bit of candidates out there. Escobedo, you got Williams, you got White, and you got Whitehead from Hanover Central as well. But at the conclusion of this game, we'll be naming the Boilermakers local 374 blue collar player of the game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374.
So Wildcat basketball out of the timeout. They've got 2 timeouts left now. And they keep that possession arrow in their favor for now. Austin bounces for Kuzma. Maurer got bumped and was trapped and just throws it away. Up ahead to Escobedo. Escobedo with the left hand finish. 12 points now for him.
He is efficient. He is efficient. Way to catch his body, keep it under control, and gather himself to make that layup.
9-0 run to start the third quarter. Largest lead of the game here for Lake Central. Flashing wide open, but missing it. Maurer got his own rebound momentarily, but then taken away. Up ahead, Escobedo in front of the defense. Another lay-in, and the lead is ballooned to 11.
Hanover Central needs to get back to what they were doing in the second quarter, slowing it down, looking for the best shot, not the first shot.
Kuzma, double teamed, knocked away, stolen. Here is the lay-in from Jake Smith off the steal from Jekic. And getting a couple back, the lay-in on the other side, Brad Rohde.
Great way to run the floor by the sophomore Rohde.
So that stops the 13-0 run to begin the third quarter. Smith open, got a man in the air, and Rohde couldn't help out. And the lay-in, Smith now with 6 points.
I think what's happening with Hanover Central is they're playing too quick on offense, and they're not able to catch their breath on defense, and that's why Lake Central is getting all these easy buckets.
Escobedo reaches around, knocks it away. He's going to run the break. Floated up, missed it. Had his own rebound, but loses control, and now it's numbers the other way for the Wildcats. Escobedo is hustling back into the play. Driving and scoring is Josh Austin.
Great score by the senior. Great way to understand we need the easiest bucket we could get right now. Way to find it.
Timeout Lake Central. Will be a 30-second timeout with 2:24 to go, third quarter. 15-4. Lake Central outscoring Hanover Central here in the third. Have led by as many as 13, now leading by 11, 34-23. Had no fouls called here in the third quarter. There have only been a total of 8 fouls called in this game, split evenly 4 and 4. So if you're just tuning in, you might be surprised that this game is already down to 2:24 to go in the third quarter, but it has flown along with not many whistles. And we got one other award that we want to tell everybody about that we'll be having at the end of the game. So Isaiah, why don't you fill us in?
Yeah, after the game, we'll be naming the Proud Union Home Play of the Game presented by IKORCC, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio Regional Council of Carpenters. Stay with us after the game. We should have quite a bit of options for that, too.
Brandon Escobedo leading all scorers in this game with 14 points, 6 here in the third quarter. Leading the way for Hanover Central is still Max Weinsek with 7. We got 4 points total here in the third quarter, and there's a nice mid-range shot that falls for Rhett Peters, his first bucket.
Great way to come in and realize, hey, they're playing off of me. I'm going to just take this shot right here.
Lead back up to 13. There's Peters with the steal. He will take it and lay it in. And now the lead as high as it's been all night, 38-23. Dominant third quarter from Lake Central. Kuzma. Double team coming. He gets rid of it. Rohde up quickly. The bounce falls and the foul. Need a few more of those if you are Hanover Central right now to claw your way back in. Call the foul on Peters. The first foul of the entire third quarter.
Hanover Central is going to need to get more of those fouls if they plan on getting back into it, as you mentioned.
3-point play for Rohde. He has 7 points. 38-26. Three-pointer in the corner. Cameron Thompson misses. Offensive rebound, Peters. So Rhett Peters, a couple of buckets and a steal in about a minute of action here in the third quarter.
Great rebound right there by Peters, and even better, they got the putback with it. Way to go, big fella.
40-26. Final minute of the third. Maurer hands it off Tucker. Tucker down the right lane line. Good drive to the hoop. Can't finish off the glass. Knocked out of bounds by Rohde. It'll be Lake Central basketball. Escobedo checking back in for Lake Central now. 43 7/10 of a second to go here in the third. Brought across half court by Thompson, guarded by Tucker. Swings it for Peters. Now Escobedo out top. Dribble handoff back to Thompson. Thompson from the elbow, the push shot. Missed it off the front rim, and tracking down the rebound, Maurer. 22 seconds left in the third. Milankovic has come back on for the Wildcats. Rohde will take the three. Front rimmed it. And the rebound. Beatty up ahead. Brett Spain for three. Off the back iron. And the rebound off the floor. Milankovic. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. Austrian to the hoop. And Hanover Central wants a blocking foul. And I actually kind of agree with them. There was a defender there waiting, fading back before there was any contact, and there was a little bit of contact. Usually that draws the foul call as he was trying to draw the offensive foul. But, well, you know what? They've been consistent. Not a ton of fouls called in this game. And so we go to the fourth quarter. It's 40-26. Lake Central will take a break, come back with the fourth quarter of play. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Did you know?
Wow, they'll prepare fresh fish while you wait.
Did you know?
They make over 40,000 donuts from scratch every week?
Did you know?
They offer 23 different deli platters for your party?
Did you know?
They have freshly chopped fajita mix ready to cook.
Did you know?
They have the best fried chicken in the area?
Did you know?
They offer our signature curbside service 14 hours a day.
Strack and Van Til, now you know.
Big third quarter for Lake Central. They outscored Hanover Central 21-7 and have a 40-26 lead. They did lead by as many as 15. The lead is 14. So Isaiah, it is a uphill climb for Hanover Central. They're going to need to have to get a lot of stops and knock down some three-pointers here to get some quick momentum.
It is an uphill climb indeed, but all they really have to do is just get aggressive and protect the basketball. One thing that they shied away from in that third quarter.
Wildcats have the ball to begin the fourth. Austrian dribbles, fading baseline, tough shot. Kuzma the putback, no, kept alive. Austrian the offensive rebound. Third chance for the Wildcats in this opening fourth quarter possession.
Getting the offensive rebound is a start.
Can they take advantage? Escobedo jumps out on Kuzma. Looking around. Getting it back. Spinning, Austrian to the baseline, to the basket. He got blocked but fouled. Peters had the block. I think the foul came before that, though. The student section does not agree. What else is new? Foul was called on Jekic. So the block may have been clean, but there was a foul before it. Austin at the free throw line. He now has 7 points. Take advantage of the free throw line if you're Hanover Central. 67% free throw shooter. 1 for 2, but Kuzma, the offensive rebound, getting swallowed up, and they call a foul on Lake Central, so a break there for the Wildcats. I thought that was going to be a jump ball, and the ball would have gone to Lake Central.
Did we just beat the foul count for the third quarter?
Yep, in less than a minute.
Hope we don't have any betters.
I hope not. Not sure that's that's frowned upon.
Yes.
2 fouls quickly called on Peters, but Wildcats can't take advantage of the extra opportunity, so all of that, they only get 1 point. Beatty to the baseline, back out, Jekic. No rush here, you would think, for Lake Central now, up 13 in the fourth quarter. Jekic backs it out, loses the dribble momentarily. Guarded by Maurer, and Maurer almost forces a turnover. 6:44 remaining here in the fourth quarter. 40-27, Lake Central leading. Escobedo, up fake, spins in the lane. Doesn't get the bounce. Good move, though, by Brandon Escobedo. There's the stop that Hanover Central needed, but another foul. Jekic called for it.
Escobedo and Rhodey getting a little physical.
That's 4 team fouls now on Lake Central. Winesek comes back in. He had 7 first half points, including the 3-pointer at the buzzer to end the second. Maurer the jump pass. Austin inside Rhodey on the way up, stripped, fouled. That's 4 fouls been whistled now here in the fourth quarter on Lake Central after just 1 foul the entire third quarter. It's the 3rd foul on Malaznik, and Rhodey to the line for 2. Well, these are those big opportunities you need to take advantage of if you're the Wildcats. Clock stopped, free throws.
And he does with that first one.
Rhodey with 8 points in the game. Puts home a pair. 40-29. Almost 2 minutes have been played here in the fourth quarter. Jekic had Winesek on his back there, and Lake Central fans looking for a foul. There's a steal. Maurer got the steal up ahead of Winesek. They have to back it out here, though, and now lob it inside. Rhodey from Kuzma, and he can't finish. Well, probably wants to have that one back.
Definitely smart decision right there. Rhodey just has to gather himself 1 more second, and he'll get an easy lay-in.
Running the baseline, Malaznik was open. Now a 3-pointer, Beatty no good. Rhodey the rebound. So that's 3 stops here in a row.
Lake Central might be stopping themselves with these early shots.
And Bauer just really handed that ball to Malaznik. Pull up, no good off the back iron, and flying in for the rebound is Rhodey. So Hanover Central is getting their chances right now, but have only cut into this lead with 3 points here in the fourth quarter, from down 14 to down 11. Rhodey, top of the key for 3. Off the left side of the iron, rebound Beatty, and he's banged into by Winesek, and there's an easy foul call.
I know the refs have been calling more fouls, but it definitely has picked up in intensity and physicality in this fourth quarter. And we're seeing it now on the scoreboard.
Jekic into the front court, harassed by Winesek. Bounce to the corner. Malaznik. Escobedo over the top for Smith. Count it. And the foul. And Austin is a little perplexed. It looked like he just flew right by him with no contact. But the referee thought otherwise. And now a three-point play opportunity for Jake Smith.
And it's a game at angles, really. And the ref, he had a really good angle right there. I think he did slightly tap him just enough to alter that shot.
Not enough, though, to miss it. He does miss the free throw, but 42-29. 4:35 remaining. Maurer to Kuzma to Rhodey. Puts it up and in. Nice finish by Brad Rhodey. He was almost trapped underneath the rim and was still able to slip it up and in with the right hand.
Great job by Rhodey.
He's got 9 points here in the second half, 11 for the game. Loose ball. Ooh, dangerously close to stepping out of bounds was Smith. Just kept the toes in. Halfway through the fourth. Malaznik spinning, lost it. It was knocked away by the Wildcats. Still time left here for Hanover Central, but basically a situation here where you've got to get a stop defensively every time down the floor.
Basically, and it starts with one.
Malaznik hits the three, and he's fouled. That is quite the opposite of getting a stop. Unfortunately, if you're Hanover Central, a chance for a 4-point play for Mitch Malaznik.
We mentioned earlier in the game, that kid right there, he has taken those shots in this gym over thousands of times. So he could make that shot with his eyes closed.
Couple of three-pointers today. Completes the three-point play. He's made 10 three-pointers on the season. This is only the fourth game of the year. And the lead is back up to the largest it's been, 15. And now a chance for an even larger advantage. The lay-in by Xavier Williams. And this one has almost been put away here by Lake Central, 48-31 with 3.5 minutes left. No basket, foul on the floor before Rhodey went up with it. Escobedo called for his second foul, 6th on the team, so free throws on the next one. (19-19) the score at the half. But Lake Central started the third quarter on a 13-0 run. That's out of bounds. Still going to be Hanover Central ball. 13-0 run to begin the third quarter. Got the lead up to 15, and now it is up to 17 for the first time. 48-31. 3 for Austin. Rolls out. Rebound by Smith.
Hanover Central can take their time.
Malaznik wide open. Nothing but net for Mitch Malaznik with a three-pointer. His third trifecta of the game, and he's now got 10 points.
Or they can find the wide open shooter on the court.
Hard to pass that one up. 20-point ball game. Winesek. The kick out and the three missed by Maurer. Offensive rebound, Winesek. And Hanover Central going to call one of their 2 remaining timeouts. It'll be a full timeout. We'll take a break with them. 2:30 left to go in the fourth quarter. All Lake Central here in the second half. They lead 51-31. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. You never know when an accident can happen, and they're usually unpredictable. So before you make another move, Make sure you and your family have reliable and affordable insurance coverage. Follow me to Crowell Agency. I'll be here late tonight to take care of all of your insurance needs. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Let Lantern Man illuminate your way to Crowell Agency, open till 9 p.m. for your convenience in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City.
Scott Sudikoff, Isaiah Gransberry back with you. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. And I think we can already give you our Proud Union Home play of the game. Presented by IKORCC, the Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio Regional Council of Carpenters. Isaiah, we're going with the that 4-point play a few moments ago by Mitch Malosnik, helping to really put this one away.
Yeah, there's no doubt in anyone's mind that that play right there was a testament of great practice. You know, you can't make that shot unless you practice to make that shot. And sometimes people get lucky, but that shot didn't touch the bottom of the rim. Great job by Mitch Malosnik. And he also did something that a lot of people can't do, execute with the free throw as well. So hats off to him.
Throwing some shade to the free throw shooters that struggle in this world.
Hey, I might be one of them.
2:20 left to go here in the fourth quarter, 51-31. And again, the Proud Union Home play of the game, that 4-point play just a few minutes ago by Mitch Malosnik for Lake Central. Knocked away by Xavier Williams, who has scored 4 points here in the second half. We'll name our blue-collar player of the game in a few moments as well. Then have our Lantern Man superhero of the game as well, as Xavier Williams streaks to the basket for the Buckets. 6 points for him, 53-31.
For our viewers tonight, I mean, you witnessed it. That's how quick a basketball game can change. That it's really like 3 possessions that really change the outcome of this game. Hanover Central is really a great ball club, and they have a really bright future ahead of them.
Weinsek knocks down a 3. He's got 10 points, his first bucket here in the second half.
Lots of sophomores on this roster. We mentioned it before the game. It's seniors and sophomores, so you got a new coming group and then an older, more experienced group. So these guys, they have a bright future. I'd be on the watch out if I'm opposing teams.
Lake Central calling a timeout here. Looks like they wanted to empty the bench, a full timeout. We'll keep it here, and we'll name the blue-collar player of the game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. We're going to look to the Hanover Central side of things, and a great game. Maybe not the result that he and his team wanted, but Brad Rohde, right now in the second half, he has scored 9 points. He's got 11 overall, all over the glass, working in the paint, having to deal a bit with Escobedo. So we name him our blue-collar player of the game for he's in the trenches here on the court.
Yeah, he's been playing his heart out as a sophomore, going up against a big task. The Lake Central team that's very experienced, and you got one of the strongest players in the region in Brandon Escobedo. He did a great job holding his own and also executing on the offensive end of things. So hats off to him tonight.
Once we get to the conclusion of this one, we'll name our Lantern Man superhero of the game. And got a couple of different nominees. Brandon Escobedo scored 14 points, but I don't, great performance, but I don't know if he'd be the guy you'd look at that's really spurred this Lake Central team on. Miles Yekic only has 7 points, but we don't have his assist numbers, but I got a feeling he's got a bunch of those racked up and some steals. Malosnik, of course, has knocked down several three-pointers in the game. Weinsek the other way will put it up and in. He's got 12 points. Hanover Central playing to the final whistle here. I'll leave the final vote on the Lantern Man superhero of the game to Isaiah, so the decision is in his hands. He's got 45 seconds to make that decision. Getting caught underneath the
And for the Lantern Man superhero of the game, I think we're going to have to go with Mitch Malosnik.
Oh, he's all right.
Efficiency.
You're going with
it. He knocked down 2 threes tonight, but he also had a great defensive night and did a great job early on making Hanover Central uncomfortable, especially the sophomores on the floor. Hats off to him. He's going to get the Lantern Man superhero of the game.
It's the Crowell Company's Lantern Man superhero of the game. They have offices open from 9 o'clock to 7 o'clock Monday through Friday and Saturdays till 2 in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City. So we'll go with Mitch Malosnik. 3 3-pointers made in the game, including that 4-point play. A total of 10 points in the game. We don't have assist and steal numbers at our ready, but certainly a couple of steals at least. And then part of that suffocating defense that Lake Central had out there. So we got a timeout with 32 seconds left to go. And Lake Central leading by 17 here, 53-36. Malosnik entered the game averaging 10 points on the season thus far, so he's right there at that average. He's on the bench right now as the 5 out there are Cameron Thompson, Joshua Berry, Dorian Beatty, Brett Spain, and Rhett Peters for Lake Central. Peters off the heel. Berry, the offensive rebound, stepped out of bounds. So it'll be Hanover Central basketball with 23 6/10 of a second left. So Lake Central will go to 3-1. They will be winners of 3 straight. Hanover Central will have their 4-game winning streak snapped. There's a bucket. And the buzzer sounds, and that'll wrap it up, 53-38. The final score, as I was saying, Lake Central, they've now won 3 in a row, 3-1. Hanover Central has their 4-game winning streak snapped. They fall to 4-2. Hanover Central will play versus Wheeler on Saturday. Lake Central will play at Hammond Morton on Saturday. And again, a game that was 19-19 at halftime. All the momentum was with the Wildcats heading into the locker room. A perfectly executed final play of the second quarter. Get a 3-pointer to tie it up. But 13-0 run to start the third quarter. And then it ends up being a 15-point victory for Lake Central. So right there, there's your difference in the ballgame.
And we mentioned it, turnovers. Turnovers, they got Hanover Central back in the game, but then it also got them out of the game real quick. But that's really a tribute to how great of a team Lake Central is. They're one of the biggest schools in Northwest Indiana, and they performed like it. They played like the big boys tonight, and hats off to them. Way to perform.
So the 53-38 victory for Lake Central over Hanover Central tonight. And this one in St. John. I'm going to wrap up our coverage here this evening. Our executive producer is Chris Ramirez. Our coordinating producer is Nathan Laird. Our producer here next to us is Zach Miller. On the camera today, Claude Martinez. Thank you to Lake Central Athletic Director Chris Enyart and the coaches of both teams, Lake Central's Dave Malosnik and Hanover Central's Brad Stengel. Thanks to our viewers at Facebook.com/Region Sports, YouTube.com/Region Sports, and of course, RegionSports.com. For my broadcast partner, Isaiah Gransberry, I'm Scott Sudikoff saying so long from Lake Central, where Lake Central is victorious over Hanover Central tonight by a final score of 53-38. We thank you for watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. Good night, everybody.